to do a tweet now saying that we're going live.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Can you hear us well? Please write in the chat if everything is fine. Can you see us well and hear us well? Perfect. Thanks, Miguel. So basically, today we are talking about a very new topic, which is, the FOMO around the crypto and digital art and NFT has really got a boost lately, also due to the COVID, as we were saying with Artur. Artur, as you can see, is an avatar here. So he's showing.
I mean, I'm a real person, but I'm inside the VR right now, yes. Not AI.
Yeah, he's showing us his amazing space, some new space. But I would, since we have just 1 hour and we have 3 amazing panelists today, I would start straight away. So I would like to let our guests introduce themselves. So we can start from Kate, maybe. And guys, I will mute you in the meantime. So if you have to cough or to sneeze, you can. Okay.
I was just about to tweet that we are going live.
Yeah, tweet
it already. Okay, I'm tweeting. Yeah, tweet it. Okay,
tweet
great.
Perfect.
So, actually, I'm, classy. I prepared some slides. So I can actually share with you some presentation, which probably people will enjoy a little bit more than just watching my face.
Perfect.
So let me try to share my screen. Too many video sources. It's limited to 4 simultaneous video sources. Maria, what shall I do?
Oh no! Wait, I can try now.
Yeah. Still too many. Strange. Very strange. Share the screen. It's limited to 4 simultaneous video sources. Very, very strange. I can't share my presentation. What do I do?
Now it's only you on the screen.
Yeah, I know. But still doesn't.
Okay, wait. So send me the presentation via email, and then we can start from one of the other guests who will introduce himself. I hope you guys, Artur and Serena, you don't have the. Wait. Yeah. I don't know what's happening now. Okay, so I think, Serena, we can start from you. So if you can introduce yourself a bit and maybe also tell us what, besides what you do every day, also what inspires you in your everyday life, and why you're doing this in the end, right?
Yeah, sounds good. It sounds like a great question to start. So, hi everybody, I'm Serena Tabacchi. I am the founder of the Contemporary Digital Art Museum. What
Hello, do you hear me?
I don't hear anyone.
But you hear me, right?
I hear you, but I don't hear anyone else.
I think their internet went off, if I'm not mistaken. So I guess it's on you and me right now.
No,
Because
that's good. Let's hang out.
we're live. So maybe you start. The question was, introduce yourself and what brings you to the blockchain art, crypto art scene.
But I don't see anyone else but participating, and there is no moderator. Maria is also off.
Yeah, I think their internet went off, but the whole event, I think it's still live, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check. So
I don't think so.
Let me check. I'll check in the Friday. Okay, let's see there. Checking quickly. All right. Loading stream.
Yeah. We are here.
Yeah, we are live. So
Okay.
people see us. It's just them disconnected because their internet went off. But the rest of people see us. So we can continue, and then when they connect, they'll just continue as well. So tell us, what brings you to crypto art? How did you get to this industry in general?
Okay. I wanted to share my screen, but apparently it's also difficult. So Serena, you're back.
I'm back. Sorry about the bumpy start, everyone.
Yeah,
hello, welcome back.
Yeah, so you're gonna continue, right? Because you have started talking and it was interrupted, I think, after 1 second.
That's fine. I was talking to myself. I didn't realize I disconnected, so I apologize about that. But it sounds like more with, for a fun art brunch. So it's nice to be with all of you here this morning. Is Maria still with us? I don't see her, but I hope so. So I will continue with my introduction. I don't know where you lost me, but I was saying that what
right in the
inspires
beginning.
me. Okay, okay. Hey, yes, I can see you. So yes, I was saying that.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
We're back. We'll need a cup of coffee after this. But yes, what I was saying is that what inspires me every day is the wonderful community that we've grown over the past few years within the crypto art space. And I was also referring to my background. So I've been in the art space for about 3 years now. So I joined Tate over Tate Modern and Tate Britain. And my role there has been about working with artists and developing limited editions and products with them and letting them meet in that audience. So my background is all about finding synergies between artists and how to let them meet the audience and find these sort of like ways of bringing art in communal spaces together through exhibitions, but also through ways of making the art more commercial in terms of sustainability. So with that idea in mind, I founded MOCDA, which is a museum of contemporary digital art, about 2 years ago, alongside a wonderful team of curators and co-founders. And what inspires me, you, Maria, asked me what gets me up in the morning and sort of brings my inspiration to the space, is about seeing art that really conveys a message to me and is meaningful. And I would love to share those experiences with the audience. So yes, allowing the artists to meet their audience and share the work they do in a way that is sustainable for them and is enjoyable for the community.
Thanks, Serena. This is a very, very meaningful job. And we can go further, and we can start again with Kate. I don't think, Kate, you can share your screen because I think the mess up of the connection maybe is you you trying to share your screen. So if you can like just introduce yourself as Serena did with a bit of also you telling us about what inspires you in your like job and what you decided to join this space.
My name is Kate. First of all, I would like to thank for an opportunity, Maria, to speak today and to be among all these beautiful, creative people. I feel a little bit outdated that, you know, Artur is over there in the virtual space and we are kind of, you know, even having a trouble to come in to showcase our presentation. We are not so outdated, you know, so I run an art gallery and I am an advisory board of Contemporary and Digital Art Fair, CADAF, and also a member of Disruption Disciples, which is a movement here as a subsidiary of PVC. Also, I mean, I guess I'm also co-founder and active member of Art and Tech Association Switzerland, and I think my involvement in art has been since the last 10 years or even more. I got involved as a collector and I got very much interested in contemporary art and in general art, because for me art is not only limited to paintings or sculptures. It's for me, it's everything. It's music, it's theater, it's architecture, it's everything all together. Therefore, my interest was always in this more kind of cultural field. And I have built my collection and I've been traveling a lot and I've been participating in all the big fairs and talking to all the gallerists and curators. And at some point I got so bored and I was like, oh my God, you know, I see the same thing all over again. It's a repetition of one another and there is no really a new, fresh things, you know, that I wish to travel. So I kind of, you know, lost this motivation even to go to the fair because everything became repetitive. And at some point I said, okay, if I were a gallery, what would I do differently? You know, because by looking at also other galleries, you know, I became quite interested why they're doing this and not the other, why they are not really supporting the artist, but actually commodifying the artist, you know, why the transparency about the prices and the transparency about the market is always a big mystery, you know, and everything is just so difficult, and you have to be kind of included, you know, in some side of society, you know, like, and if you walk to the gallery, you have to feel so much intimidated. And if you don't know some kind of emerging artist which is hanging on the walls in this kind of white cube space, that's it, you know, like you are irrelevant all of a sudden. And I thought like, hello, this is not the case. This is different. The gallery, the purpose of the gallery from the very beginning, if you look at the description, supposed to serve the audience, you know, to serve the same purpose as a museum, actually, you know, the more the merrier, to show the art and to get an education towards the generation to the potential collectors. It's not only about being exclusive, you know, in sort of way where you only show this to the particular audience, but you are not showing it to another audience, you know. And I think the new generation of collectors, and this is our focus, is it's very important that the transparency is there, that we communicate, that there is a conversation between the galleries, the museum, you know, and there's a sort of interaction between one another, and that they can ask any question and they feel welcome, you know. And this is how I wanted to make things different. So I opened the gallery more than 3 years ago here in Zurich. It's called Vass Gallery. I would change the name now, but I realized that it's a lot of responsibility when your name is out there. But, you know, learning by doing. And then, Yeah, and we are concentrating on the contemporary art, on generative art and new media art, and we publish our catalogs on a quarterly basis where we educate people, not only new generation, but also traditional art collectors who are willing to learn more and who are also as tired as I was, at some point of time, that they would like to see something fresh and really a reflection of our times. And this is why I love generative art, and this is why the focus of the gallery lies within art and tech environment.
Yeah, I have personally been in Kate Vass Gallery, and
we had an
it
event.
was awesome. Really, I love it. I can't wait to be in one of your expositions as well from Mokda, Serena. So I'm waiting for the invite. In Italy because I can't move so much now. But yeah, and now I want to hear about Artur because as you can guys see, it's crazy. He's talking us from the Somnium space, which is a virtual reality, and he is this guy there with the yeah. Tell us more about your job.
Yeah, hello. So I guess I have one of the best jobs in the world. So I'm Artur. I'm a founder and CEO of Somnium Space, a virtual reality platform. We are an open, persistent VR platform which is built on blockchain. We build tools for people to express themselves. If I can, briefly describe what we do, is we allow creators, we allow people to live inside the VR world and do whatever they want. If you're an artist, you do an art gallery. If you are, just a person, you can just meet with people and go to live concerts, or walk around and enjoy the space, just have some calm moments. If you're an avatar creator, you can create this and then tokenize it on blockchain directly from our client and sell it on the market and earn the living. So our idea is to kind of open the borders for everyone to exist in one persistent VR world, where economy is of course based on the blockchain, because blockchain brings so many different use cases and better use cases into the place, like decentralization, real ownership of items and stuff like that. So we try to allow everyone to be themselves, be creative, and we try to give people an ability to make a living. And of course, we're a virtual reality world first. That means that we believe that the future of human communication is in VR. And we are highly immersive environments. So for you it looks nice, I guess, but for me it looks amazingly immersive. So I'm here, I see those ceilings, those art pieces, which by the way, it's my collection. So nothing special, of course, but great art pieces, which I like. So we try to allow people to be themselves and exist inside virtual reality.
Yeah, and that's great. Thank you, Artur. Thank you all guys for your work, because especially in this bad historical period where we we have to stay home and away from each other physically, these kind of things really help in feeling the connection with other human beings in not via just a screen, but being creative and being connected in several different ways. So as you can see, we have three amazing guests doing three different kind of jobs in the digital art field, in the crypto art field. So I will ask you another quick, try to keep it quick, before starting the panel, questions, icebreaker questions. So which was your very first strong experience with crypto art, with digital art? You're like, the epiphany, you know. So we can start again from Serena, maybe.
Sure, no problem. So I was thinking about that, and I have to say it was quite recent. I was part of an exhibition that we had at the Tate, which was the Dharma Exhibition. And that to me was particularly profound, which also followed another exhibition by Dorothea Tanning. And what I wanted to say is that I have worked so much for women artists to have a presence in the crypto art space, and I think it's so important. So having those experiences, me personally, sort of opened my eyes on the fact that there's sometimes less visibility on women artists, or also to artists that come from different parts of the world. So we are so used that the art world is dominated by male white artists, which often has been the case for so many past years, and how this is actually shifting. So going into those exhibitions really gave me a broader understanding of how many women artists have been sometimes unnoticed. So the crypto art space really gave us this opportunity of looking at the wider range of artists that we have out there and giving equal opportunities to everybody. So that for me was a special occasion. And so I also wanted to address a quick question from Paul, who's watching live, that is asking what's my relationship with the Tate. So I also work at Tate, and I founded Markda about 2 years ago. And I'm running it as a CEO now alongside wonderful co-founders and curators. So it's a personal relationship I have because I've been part of that experience within a gallery, but now I'm focusing on Markda full time. So I keep the relationship with Tate, and we did an event last year for a Tate Late, presenting Robbie Barrett and Dada Art project during a Tate Late. More than happy to forward you a link to learn more about that event we had at the Tate. So yes, thank you, Maria, for the question. I'll pass it back to you.
Yeah, guys, and link please the recording, Serena, in the chat so we can watch it later. Okay, we can also hear quickly from Kate about her first big experience with the digital art. You're muted. Wait, yeah.
There were so many different experiences, you know, and I think the time passes. Every year something new comes up, and you experience a new feeling, a new kind of way of how you see things, how you like things, how you perceive things. So if I go back 10 years ago, you know, what fascinated me back in 10 years ago, I mean, something still has the same influence, but every time it's something new, you know, like, for example, if we look at the virtual reality Somnium space project, you know, of how you can experience art within the VR. This is something completely different and was not possible 10 years ago, you know, so it's very difficult to compare what really inspires me every day. And what every day in my job, something else inspires me, you know, just, you know, to kind of help with my focus to do the best what I can. But generally, if we look at probably the history of art, maybe I can say that the influence on digital art, on the now conceptual art, you know, came from conceptual art back at the time, you know, like from performance art. You know, there are many other movements like kinetic art, conceptual art, Dada, you know, which influenced a lot our digital contemporary art, you know. And if we look back at those guys, you know, who've been trying to create something so wonderful and so philosophical back at the time, that fascinates me a lot, because they didn't have any tech opportunities back at the time, and with every little single development of technology, they were trying to get the best out of it, you know. I think like, if I say who is really amazed me. It was so liquid, instruction art, which influenced a lot also the existing contemporary art. And I think it's still, he was really, really ahead of the time. And this is something, which inspires me still. So I can talk about it for many, many hours.
Okay. Yeah, you love your job as us. I mean, in general, guys, working in the blockchain is true. You get inspired every day. Something great happens every day. So Kate is right. And Artur, what about you?
Yeah, you hear me, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. So, I mean, I know exactly what was my first exposure to digital crypto art. It's because almost exactly 1 year ago, as Somnium Space, we ran our initial land offering, and with that, we also partnered with Known Origin, and we asked several creators, several artists, to create 5 unique art pieces. For that occasion, for the launch of our virtual reality land sale, and they created those 5 pieces, and one of them was an amazing piece of Da Vinci, the virtual creator, and we auctioned those pieces, and I loved that piece so much that I just bought it myself. That's why it's in my gallery, and that was my first real exposure to blockchain art. And since then, I don't consider myself a huge blockchain art collector in terms of the money wise, but I always try to see some nice artists and some nice art, and if I like the art, I'll just buy it and hang it in my gallery. And here we are. I have already maybe 25 art pieces which I really like. And yeah, but that was the first one, and I still love it. And it's beautiful.
It's awesome. Thanks, Artur. But now I will start with going a bit beyond your own experience, because I want also to educate a bit our audience. Maybe not everyone knows exactly what we are talking about here. So I will ask to Serena, which is Serena because she's Italian, but I pronounce it in an English way. What actually is digital art and crypto art? How would you define this concept? Because it's not easy actually to understand what it is.
Okay, you gave me a difficult one, Maria, but yes, I'll try to make it easy as possible for everyone to understand. So for what concerns digital art, my personal definition of that, I would consider digital art any artwork that has a digital element as part of the creative process, meaning that these could be also physical and not fully digital, but at least it does include a digital element as part of the creative process or as part of the rendering process. So what we actually see as the final outcome. And that's my more personal definition, I would say. For what concerns crypto art, instead, I would say that this is the way art is stored on the blockchain. And when I say stored, we're not talking about storage of the actual artwork, but it's about the provenance and authenticity that can be traced in a transparent way on a ledger, on a public ledger, which is the blockchain. So it's similar to what a certificate does, only that this is public to everyone to see, so that you can see a clear history and provenance of the work. I hope that is coherent, but if Kate wants to add to it, I think she has a great experience around that.
Yeah, exactly. I want to ask Kate something because before you, Kate, already touched a bit this thing that I'm about to ask you, which is in which ways, because you mentioned transparency, you mentioned the fact that everything that people can be open and welcomed in their questions, in their like that. And this is something that maybe can be defined as the advantages of blockchain art, so having the art on the blockchain. So if you, I know that you work a lot with OpenSea, for example, and I want to ask you why, in your opinion, blockchain is beneficial for art. How blockchain helps art and the diffusion of
This is an interesting question to ask a gallerist, a traditional one. But yes, we are
not traditional. Come on.
we operate and have marketplace for both traditional and crypto collectors. So we are kind of an intersection of both, and trying to educate both parts, why traditional is still relevant and why crypto is something which can be helpful also to have a look at, and why this is becoming so important and relevant. So to make a short answer, there are many different blockchain platforms which allow the artists to sell and mint on these platforms, literally digitize their work on the blockchain. Usually these contracts are done with Ethereum 721, and this is usually an Ethereum based things, so art sectors they're operating with this as a non-fungible tokens, it's called, and they are using Ethereum. There is no Bitcoin base, just for people who don't have any knowledge to understand how it works. Then these platforms were meant to democratize the market and to allow the more artists to enter the space and be able to sell the art directly and to reach out to the broader audience of collectors or potential collectors in order to sell their works and to avoid the middleman or middlewoman like me. And here again, the big question comes, why me? Comes, again to the space and say, hey, hello, you forgot the gallery, I guess the reason why we still exist is because art is a complex thing. And yes, there are many, many possibilities. And I really love that there are many artists, who became to have this opportunity, to show the art, because some of them, they don't have an opportunity to be represented by the gallery or to be represented by the dealer or to enter to the museum show or etc. etc. So I really like the idea that there are many artists, and it's also convenient for the galleries to have a look, open these blockchain platforms and see all the spectra of completely different artists from all parts of the world, and see automatically, wow, this is a talent, or this is another talent, and it's also for us to learn a new artist. It's much easier. So I actually want to thank blockchain platforms for that opportunity for the gallerists as well, to enable us to learn quicker, what's going on all the parts of the world. And here, what I've seen for the last 1.5 to 2 years, there was a huge development in the market space, in the blockchain space, and there are many crypto collectors or new type of collector, who came and started to collect, like Artur, for example. He didn't collect the traditional art, probably he didn't even care about that, but as soon as he experienced something new as a part of his job, he became a crypto collector, and now he's one of the actually influentials in the crypto space, because this type of art, it can be seen differently, like Somnium space, for example, in VR. And this type of art, you are for sure aware what do you buy, because it's kind of a legitimate certificate of authenticity, as Serena said, of the digital work, of a digital file that you purchase as a collector. So it serves a different purposes, and it solves a sort of provenance issues that we had once we were dealing with video art, once we were dealing with media art, computer art, etc., etc. Because if you ask anyone, programmer or IT guy, guru or something like that, and you will ask him a simple question, how to transfer the file from one IP address to another in a secure way. There is no solution still, cloud, whatever, WeTransfer or something, but still it can be trackable. If you tokenize this digital file and there is a JPEG, as a surface, which you kind of buy and transfer it through a blockchain, you will have absolute record that this was minted by this and this artist, and this is the provenance, and this was belonging to the artist, and this is now belongs to you, and this is done within the seconds, and it doesn't cost much. I mean, at least it didn't cost much. Gas fees are a bit tricky, but yeah. So it's helpful, for video art, for media art, and stuff like that. And when we come back to the question, what is digital art? I just want to add up that, now we use the term of digital art, but actually back at the beginning of the history, it's been a computer art, it's been multimedia art, call it whatever. And now it's just under this kind of all umbrella of new media art, where you see VR, AR, digital art, and contemporary art all together.
Yeah, thanks.
True. Yes, we should remember the net art movement, from the late 60s
net
and
art
all of
movement,
that.
exactly.
So thank you for for referring to that. And there's plenty of resources online to look at. But that was the first generation of what we call today digital art.
Yeah, guys, if you can link at the end of the event all of these sources, and because I am feeling very, very ignorant now. I don't know about the audience, but every time you mention this movement, I'm like, and I pretend to know about them, but so I'm really interested in learning more. So if you can link the resources to learn more about this movement, would be awesome. Thanks, Kate. It was very, very interesting, your answer. And I want to ask Artur now. So you are showing your virtual avatar. You are in a virtual space. However, I think, and I mean, also Kate, for example, who is actually a gallery, so she put her person in this field. I want to ask you: how the people, like real persons, are important, like the community and like buyers? How do you interact with them? How important is the people community in this field? Because, for example, in the street crypto world, in the DeFi space, for example, where we are working in, community is fundamental. How is it fundamental for you? And I mean, just talk a bit about this.
To two questions. How is my real identity important in this? Obviously, as the CEO and founder of Somnium Space, my real identity is known. You can find tons of video conference interviews with me and stuff, which is fine. But if I say in general, I can tell you some examples. So people in VR space, they do represent themselves via avatars, and it could be human avatar like I am. It actually looks kind of like me. I don't know, but it could also be something different. It could be a robot or a bird or anything you can imagine, or just a flying cloud. You can be that. And we have people who work for Somnium, and we have community members as well, whom I known for several years, but I don't know how they look like in real life. They exist for me as avatars. I know them as avatars in Somnium Space, and that's how we meet. That's how we talk. So that's one part of it. We that's why a virtual world exists. We want people to be able to kind of connect here and be themselves and show their skills, and utilize their skills, no matter where they're coming from, who they are, and how is it all affecting their lives. It just needs to be very kind of like an open space, and a very open space for everyone to exist here. That's one thing. Another thing about community, how important community is for Somnium or in general for virtual worlds. Oh, it's fundamental. There cannot be anything like that without a vibrant community, which makes this place alive, right? Everything I'm showing you was built by our community members. Like if you look kilometers away there, everything what you see is built by our community, by our members, by creators, by people who have their own imagination. They come here and they bring new ways how you perceive the world. Some people build things which I didn't even know that our platform allows to build, because they combine things, they combine features, and then they do one holistic experience, and it's amazing. And that's why our community is amazing. It's great, it's vibrant. We have different people from all over the world, different ages, from 18 maybe to 65, and they're all learning their way into the blockchain, VR, into this intersection of those two technologies. And I'm just blessed that I'm able to allow them to create here and to exist. And my first motivation when I started Somnium was I wanted to create a world where I would love to exist as well, as as a virtual being. And I'm just happy that some people saw my vision and decided to join me on this journey. So feeling really blessed.
Yeah, I agree, and I want to add something, because before Kate told that like figures like her could be useless if you talk about blockchain art, but I don't think so, because I think that figures like you now is fundamental to attract the newcomers. Because if you think, for example, about my brothers or my mom, they could never go straight to the Somnium space, and they could never buy a digital piece or a blockchain, an NFT, without knowing about it. So in my opinion, your job now is really something that we need in this moment. Maybe in 3 or 4 or 5 years or 10 years, your figure will be useless, because everyone will know already how to do it, how is this about. But now I really think figures like you, and also like Serena and the Museum of Crypto Digital Art, of Contemporary Digital Art. And because in the end we are connecting the everyday real world with the virtual world of created, for example, by Artur, like Somnium and other virtual space. So thanks for all your job, all of you guys. But I want to ask also another question to Serena about always about community, about people. So you mentioned the Tate Gallery, with whom you collaborate, but I want to know how do you connect with the other stakeholders or other people like collectors, exhibitors? How is it easy or not to, for example, organize digital exhibitions? For example, in Italy, we are a bit behind on it. So I want to know in general, how is the world evolving around this thing?
Yeah, sure. Thank you for the question, Maria. I would say it's easier. It's not easy, but it's maybe easier than organizing into a physical location, simply because I would think about transport and insurance of physical object as something that is highly costly. And also, it requires a lot of admin. So organizing a digital art exhibition, for example, or reproducing a show in the virtual space has many advantages. The other advantage I see, and that goes towards, sort of protecting the environment and our planet as well, it's about allowing as many as possible to attend an event without traveling. So we used to jump on a plane and visit a gallery or museum, and that also meant that exclusivity of some shows was somehow, restricted to a section of the audience. So the digital space definitely has its advantages. The way I connect personally to people, it's by building a personal connection. So normally I would talk to people that I've met throughout my past conversations, and then I would normally ask them if they know others within the space that I could connect to. And that's how I've been expanding my network of connection within the art space. That said, I have to mention that, for example, places like Twitter or other social media platforms have been, over the past 6 months with COVID sort of like happening all around the globe, been a great place simply for connecting. So, for example, using some hashtags made me discover people and virtual places and, users around the world and artists mainly, that I am now in contact with and so much in love with that work. So it's about a combination of things, but personal connection first, and expanding that network, sort of like word of mouth and friends of friends, and being very open. My suggestion to everybody is keep an open mind towards what you see, and don't be afraid of learning. I know the word blockchain is often referred to things that are not as transparent, even though blockchain wants to bring more transparency into the space. I know we're only just scratching the surface of the potential of what these new technology can bring into the space. So I would say try and stay as informed as possible, and don't be afraid of open up to new solutions and ways of enjoying art.
Thanks, Serena. That's great. Do you want to add something, Kate? Because I think also your job is really like focused on connection and networks. So if you want to add something.
I want to add something that Serena is absolutely right. That it became much easier to organize if we talk, for example, about virtual spaces also for their exhibition purposes. It's also opened up new opportunities for the curators, to curate within their virtual reality spaces. That they can go beyond their mind, and be really extraordinary, and also include as many artists as possible, because that was also some kind of a burden for many museums and also galleries because of a limitation of a physical space. Then the limitations of budget and things like that, and yes, you have to ship and things like this. But if you have to do the digital festival or digital art exhibition within the physical space, then I guess there are some issues, some problems still that you have to take into consideration, because the museums like ZKM and Karlsruhe, who are specializing in this sort of new media art, or Hack in Basel here in Switzerland, or I don't know, Barbican Center in London, they have a huge team of IT and the great support of people who actually can manage, all this connection and build up all this technology all together to enable the flow of this exhibition in an interrupted way. Because depending on the complexity of the artwork, sometimes you really need to find a very creative solutions of how to showcase it and how to connect it. And some blockchain, for example, artworks that we've been showing at our exhibition, Perfect and Priceless, we had to find several ways and several channels to connect each work to each internet connection, you know. And then we had artists coming in and flying minimum 2-3 times throughout the exhibition to fix the current problems, you know, to make sure that the work is exhibited in a perfect way, and that the machine or something works perfectly, you know. So if we still talk about physical space, there are just, you know, some other issues that you have to take in mind, and that, you know, this IT support also can be quite costly.
Yeah.
But if we talk about something like Somnium space or crypto voxels or VR spaces, which become more and more popular, I think this is something which is a future for definitely.
Yeah, exactly. So I think VR spaces are, I mean, came really to help in this kind of situation, right? Even if we are in the stage, I repeat myself, where people still need a bit of physical engagement as well. But to be redirected to the VR spaces in the future, I think a lot will happen in the VR spaces. We have some questions from the audience. I saved them here. Some of them were already answered. So if you guys want to ask more questions, you can do it via chat or clicking the button ask question in the bottom of the screen. So we have for example, this question that I want to make to Artur, because maybe he is the one who could answer more. So Pratik or Pratek asked, what do you think about Terra Virtua, which is also a VR and blockchain NFT startup? Do you know it? And if so, what do you think about it?
You know, I tend not to kind of try not to comment about just some upcoming platforms and stuff. But I can only say one thing, and I'm known for that, and I always will say that, is always judge something with a product in place. So whenever you do your research, if you research something and you want to join something, if there is a product, if there is a strong team, if there is openness about what they're doing and how they're doing their development, then it's fine. If there is more promises than the real, use cases, then it may be less than fine. So I just leave it with that because there are so many attempts in different ways how to do stuff. And from these spaces, I think of the blockchain art, I have a lot of respect to Ben from Crypto Voxels. I think it's mutual. He's going his way, we're going our way. And regarding the rest of the platforms, again, judge for the use case, because the use case is the most important part of what you can do, and why would you care about platforms like ours? If there is no use case for you, then there is no potential for you to kind of be there and try to avoid hypes. Really stick to the real use cases, and if you stick to the real use cases, real teams, then you'll be fine long term. So that would be kind of my answer on that.
Cool. Another question for you, quick. When Somnium for MacBook?
Okay, I know your name. No. So I explain, because we get this question a lot, and I explain why. So we are a virtual reality world, right? MacBooks, Apple in general, doesn't support VR. They don't like VR right now. They're working on it, but they don't support officially VR at the moment. Now, for us, if we want to, developing for a certain platform takes a lot of development time. And if we now will start developing for Mac, and we cannot even, people cannot even run our world natively in VR, it makes our decision much harder to start doing that and put a lot of development effort to do that. I mean, we can, but it is just counterproductive even for our existing user base, because instead of doing that, we could make our world better. We can implement much more features. We are working right now on Quest standalone version. So if we will get a Quest standalone version by the end of the year, which we hope we will, you won't need MacBook to run it. You just buy Quest for $300, which is an amazing device. You dive into Somnium, and that's it. You're good to go. And by the way, as a tip, you can run Somnium Builder on Mac via Parallels. So you can have Windows installed on Mac. You can launch Somnium Space there. It works perfectly. Some of our community members do it. So if you want to learn more, can I plug Discord? Just join our Discord. They will help you to set up. It's discord.gg/Somnium Space, and we'll answer all your questions.
Type it in the chat.
We'll do. Yeah, you can go to our website.
Okay. So the answer to this question is, guys, either send an email complaining with the Apple, or
exactly.
buy
do that. Like, hey, Tim Cook. Team.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I'm, as a user, can really talk about Somnium Space. First of all, I would like to say that we have a waterfront property, which yes,
fantastic! I didn't even know.
So Artur, I'm telling you, we bought it 3 or 4 months ago.
Okay.
We were one of the first ones when you were doing the auction on Discord.
Right.
So I'm explaining how it works for the user who had no idea of how to get into the space. First of all, there is a chat and through the application which you can download and Discord, and it looks like this. On the mobile, there is an icon. You open it, and there is a bot, and Artur is posting every single time everything. It's very helpful. The community is super nice and very helpful. So it's very easy to navigate, and you can ask any questions, and any questions will be answered immediately, because the community is international and they sit in different locations. So
yes,
you get your answer every time. Then I wanted to buy waterfront property and to build some virtual reality exhibition space with Vass Galerie. So I started to look at the map, you can go even via MacBook, because I have 2 MacBooks and I don't have a stationary computer. So I actually entered their normal website, and I managed to have a look at the map. And as it works in the normal real estate market, you go for the best waterfront property, you look at the prices, you look at the space, you look at the height, everything is pretty clear. So you click, and then they say, hey, we are still not able to sell it because we are going to sell it at our auction. So they build the auction periods, when they also run this sort of
1st of November.
1st of November, exactly. I see that now. 1st of November.
Shameless plug. I'm sorry.
I'm like a user free promotion for Somnium Space. So and then on 1st of November, for example, you can enter this live auction and bid and be able to purchase the land, but I would advise to choose it beforehand, so you can because the space is quite big, so you can kind of choose carefully. And then, of course, now we sit and wait when we are going to have enough time, which we don't, develop the space in this VR. Somnium Space, when we can showcase our collections and other artist experiences, but every project takes a lot of time. So maybe Artur can help us with the developers to build the space.
We can do that, because we have sorry, go on. I didn't want to disturb.
No, that's exactly my online, so audience can actually testify now, but if you promise to help.
This is not scripted, okay? I promise. I didn't even know that. So thank you for your first line kind of like feedback, which is amazing. We try to help everyone, of course. I'm on Discord 24/7. People even ask if I sleep. There are already bets happening if I actually ever sleep. I do, I promise. So, we can help you actually, because we have every week we have a builder stream. One of our community managers, he builds, and he's a great builder. He builds on certain parcels. So just contact me, and we can rent him the parcel and tell him what you want to build, and he'll build it during the live stream. So it will kind of like grow during the live stream, and then you can put art there. So this is possible. But one thing I'll add is, again, another small shameless plug is that, yes, the next auction is happening from the 1st of November, but within 2 weeks, we'll announce some revolutionary feature. I don't even want to call it a feature. It's something which will transform and kind of finalize the Somnium vision as it was envisioned from the very beginning. So really stay tuned for that, because I can't even sleep to wait to announce that, because it's so important and so cool, and I can't wait to share it with everyone. Okay, I shut up.
When okay, guys,
the feature will be announced within 2 weeks in our blog post. I'll do the live keynote from Somnium Space explaining it, and then we'll tweet about it. We'll have a Medium post, and we'll just announce it everywhere, and people will learn more about the auction and the feature itself.
Okay.
This is a bit like Apple Tim Cook's presenting new products. You copied the big talk in your virtual.
Tim Cook does it in real life. Come on, I'll do it in VR.
Yeah, and also, guys, we can say everything, but Apple is in marketing is the best, because they sell these fucking 2,000 euros phones, and I buy it, and in the same time I ask myself, what the fuck are you doing? But I will still buy. And this as well. Okay, thanks for your very kind feedbacks about, especially Kate. You want to add again?
I got the question. I want to say I found the name of the land which we bought.
Okay.
4344.
4344?
Yes.
Let me go. We have a navigation inside, so I'm using the virtual tablet. What I can do is...
Let's use it.
I can, exactly. 4344, you say. Let's see how far away it is. 1 second from where I am. 4344. Okay, boom. Okay, it's 1.2 kilometers from here. Right, okay, I'm going there. 1 second.
Okay, go.
You can go ahead, talk, and I'll come there while we talk.
Okay, I want to ask. I want to make some self-promotion here now with Serena, because I met Serena actually because we collaborated. Maker and I collaborated both with Serena and Artur, and also with Kate, because we made a meetup in her art gallery. But we will have way to collaborate. But I want to ask Serena why you decided to collaborate with us, how do you think that DAI is relevant in your space? And also I see Lenka. I came up with this question because Lenka just wrote in the chat. She published our blog post about DAI and NFT. So quick answer, just to mention DAI.
Of course, I'll be brief. So it was wonderful to receive a call from Jennifer, who explained to myself and Dominic, who's the CDO of Magda, about DAI and how these can be applied. And I see so many interesting aspects that relate to how the art world is approaching the most advanced technological-wise side of the art space. And we see the fact that DAI is bringing an easy way to enter the space. So I see so many advantages, because what it is really, it's an extra layer of security. And it's more about embracing that mindset with less fear and more openness and awareness about the crypto space. So having DAI as a form of donation on our site and to support Mokta, it's a way for people to be active and support our activities and programming for the non-for-profit organization that we're building. So I see so many advantages for the users, for the artists, and for us as a museum to grow. So I was very pleased to virtually meet with Jennifer and having us adopting DAI and having that opportunity. So there's also a blog post that's been released recently. So Lanka posted it in the chat. So feel free to go and read about also other projects that are using DAI, because I think it is really a way of reducing the entry barriers that has been somehow built on the word around blockchain. And so having really an understanding and an easy way of being part of the community. So
thanks. Thank you. And Kate, if you want as well, collaborate with us for donation to support with the DAI. Yeah, sorry, you are muted.
I wanted to say something because we are now launching a new project, Women Supporting Women. And this project will be first showcased at the Vancouver Biennale, which will take place in November. And this is a community to support women through art, in art, and in art and tech and stuff like that. And it will be open for everyone. And I think, this would be a great opportunity to collaborate with DAI to support this. So I guess we can just jump on the call afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
you can write me and I will put in contact with Jen, who is the BD girl that also talk with Serena. She's awesome. And that's amazing. And Van Biennale is we are talking about them already, because I heard from Jen about it. So send me an email and I will put you in contact.
We're also going to be part of the Vancouver Biennale. So thank you, Kate, for mentioning. Yes, there's a great programming put together by Art Projects Decentralized, Jessica Angel. And as Mokta, we are contributing to the marketing aspect with Sandy Lowe, who's supporting from Vancouver with the marketing team, and Georg Bach is also helping putting together all the panels. So look it up. It's going to be available in the next week. So we're very happy to be supporting that initiative as well.
Yeah, we also do the programming for that, but I guess we can read all about it on our website in their next exhibitions chapter.
I think Artur, reached the.
Do you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to say, okay, I reached the property. I can see some kind of, let's call it a modern art piece. All right. Yes. Someone placed the cone, the neon stuff here. But yeah, the parcel is beautiful because you have great neighbors. On one side, you have incubator of crypto art district, which is right behind this building where the arrow is showing, and on the other side, you have Mocha museums as well. So you're kind of like right in the middle of the digital art movement here in Somnium, which is great. And of course,
this is not a coincidence.
Yes, I can imagine. And of course, having a waterfront parcel, I just will show you the view. The view is amazing. Oh wait, there's some logo there. There's some art piece. Okay, there's something happening there. But let's look at the view. Look at this view. This is what you get when you have a waterfront, and as you know, all waterfront parcels are sold out. Basically, they are all owned already by users. They were immediately bought out, and for a good reason. But yeah, if you want to have something built on this parcel, as soon as today, because we have another stream coming up with a builder stream, you can DM me in Discord, and I'll let you know what to do, and then we can try to build something even today.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Would be really nice. Thanks.
Cool, guys. I think we went a bit longer in time, but we are sorry because the first 5 minutes was a bit strange. We're a bit strange with like connection problems, etc. But I really enjoyed this discussion because it's really a new topic for me and for our audience. Usually used to defy topics and like more like focus on crypto, and I really thank you because you were great speakers and you gave us a very good overview about what you do, your work, and a lot of good sources. This chat will remain here forever, basically, and and as well as the recording of this session. So if you want to share the same link as the event, will be the recording with the chat included. So if you want to share it with your like network, would be amazing. I want to thank you again, everyone. I want to tell Kate that I will come to Zurich in November for work because I need to make a presentation there. So I will contact you and we can talk about collaborations. And I'm waiting for Serena's invite to the exhibition. And I also wait for Artur to create my avatar or explain me how to create my avatar in the Somnium space. But I have a MacBook. Before I need to complain with Tim because I have a MacBook. Then we can create the
Of course,
okay.
Of course.
Thank you guys and have a nice weekend. For everyone, the contacts of the speakers will be shared in the thank you email, and so you can contact them every time you want.
Thank you.
Thank you
for
to you,
inviting.
Maria.
It was a lot of fun. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye,
Goodbye.
guys. Bye.
Bye.